Are you planning a commercial project, specifically opening up a retail or storefront business? Today I'm here to help you plan out how far in advance you should assemble your team and start talking to your architect or someone like WDS Architecture. Ready? Let's do this. Most clients that we work with don't have a lot of time. They've already signed a commercial lease. They're planning to open up their business. So they come to us with a very limited amount of time. And now we're going to design the project, permit it. They'll still have to go through construction and then try to open it up. So we are cramming a lot of things into a very small window of time. And it would be great if we had more cushion and more time to do this correctly. So I'm going to go over with you the proper timeline for planning. Also wanted to let you know, when we survey some of our clients after providing services, we've asked them how far ahead they have looked into leasing space or looked at different storefront suite or land. And so usually they say 6 months on average. I think it's 3 to 7 months in advance of coming to hire me. What I think you should do is come 12 months in advance. Let's plan that, okay? Because what happens is we can save time if you come 1 year ahead of time. What you normally need to think about is your commercial lease, okay? I would plan 6 months for that. What that entails is you're going to be driving around, you're compiling research, you're looking at different areas, you're window shopping, and part of that time you're actually hopefully going to get a commercial broker to look specifically and closer at leases. Now, once you find one or two and you put in offers or letters of intent, you may spend 3 months minimum actually executing that lease. There's a lot of back and forth, there's negotiation that goes on, and that contract can sit on the desk by one party, finally get redlined, go back to the next party, back and forth. 3 months easy. So another couple of months window shopping, so 6 months at least. Then you're going to have, let's say, 1 month of design. Could be 2 weeks. Let's call it a month of designing with your design professional, looking at space planning, looking at feasibility. Okay, then your actual construction documents, your engineering, that's a month. Your permitting with the city, let's call that 2 months. Again, all projects vary in degree of complexity. Sometimes there are over-the-counter permits. Sometimes there are expedited scenarios. But more times than not, you have to get in line, you have to go through the plan review process, you have revisions, you have multiple submittals. I would call this 2 months. Then you have the build-out. The construction, same thing. We could do 30 days, 45 days for some easier builds, but 90 days is what I would factor in, especially if it's complex, if there's any kind of equipment, interiors, fixtures, furnishings, and equipment, any of that, I would call it 3 months. Then you want to think about a 30-day turnover. So you're going to come in there and put additional furnishings in, hook up items, decor, maybe you're training employees. So let's add that up. 6 months for the lease, a month for design, a month for A&E, construction documents, 2 months for permitting, 3 for build out, 30 days for turnover. So you're right in the 11 to 14 month range. Let's call that a year. If you come to WDS Architecture, we can sit down with you and look at your project budget. So many clients do not have a project budget. They already have signed a lease. The clock is ticking. Maybe they're going to start paying rent in a month or two. They have no idea what this construction is going to cost them. Hopefully they have the funding lined up. And if they do, it's the right amount. They're oftentimes shopping for contractors and architects. I would say the money you're going to save by starting early is well worth any money you think you're saving by shopping around for your team. And I would probably go so far as to say it's worth the risk to start designing your space as early as you can, even during lease negotiations. And the reason I say that is that design can probably be applied to other suites, the program of spaces, the functioning of the suite. Even though the suite may have some different, ceiling conditions, if you switch to a different suite, it may have different frontage or entry-exit scenarios. More times than not, most of those pieces can still be used if you do change to another suite and the negotiation falls through. So 12 months in advance. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, working on commercial tenant improvements. This will still apply to commercial ground ups, and I'll go over those timelines in another video. But your scenario may be slightly different. Other cities and states may also be different, but general rule of thumb, I think this will still apply to you. Be happy to walk through your project. Please like this video, please subscribe, and watch for future posts. I'd really like to help you get out in front of your storefront project and opening your business. Meanwhile, keep loving what you do, enjoying life, and we'll see you on the next one.